Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am rather late today. It is actually 7 o'clock. I have not had time to do a video today. I left the house about 12:30, had an early lunch today, and I was going to go around the shops, the local shops anyway, around the supermarkets anyway, because I wanted some of the printer paper that I do these patterns on. Now this is just not the ordinary thin printer paper that people use. It has to be a little bit thicker, because when you print something on the ordinary printer paper, which is the thickness of it's called 80 GSM, so I don't know what GSM, I can't remember what it stands for, but 80, that's what most printer paper is. And when you print, like if I was printing one of these patterns like this, and then printing on the other side of it, this colour would show through on the other side, and it would spoil the print, because most things you get, they're usually lightly printed, you know, things you get through your door and all that. So I needed the thicker. I wanted 120 GSM so that the colour doesn't go through. I must have been in every supermarket around where I live. I got, it's called Navigator. That was the one I got originally. Thought I've been doing all these patterns with, and I'm starting to run out of it. There was 250 sheets. I did waste quite a bit when I first started printing these patterns out, because I had the printer set on the wrong settings, and it was making lines down everything. Every time I tried to print something, it had lines down the pattern, and because I was printing it on standard and it had to be on high for the kind of things I was doing. So I did waste quite a lot until I got that sorted out. I would say probably about 30 patterns or something like that. I have 30 patterns with these lines down perfectly. The print inside, the instructions is perfect, but the pattern, a lot of them had like lines going down on the picture. So anyway, what the stuff I had was called Navigator. It was that was the brand that I was using, and I got it from Wilko, and I think it was just under £5 for 250 sheets, 4.90 something, so practically £5. But I've been up a few times trying to get it, and they've just got nothing at all on their shelves. And I think they had one lot of printer paper was only 75 GSM, so that's even worse than the 80. It's even thinner than that. And I thought, well, that's no good. So I've been round every supermarket in my area where I live, where I can get to. I've been into every supermarket. I've been into Morrison's, Asda, been to B&M, The Range, Sainsbury's. They all sell paper, printing paper, but it's all the thin stuff, which is no good. It's no good for me. So I've ended up having to order it from online. I've found some on Amazon, and I've ordered quite a lot. I've ordered 8 packs of it, because I know I'm going to get a lot of orders for the patterns. I did before. That's how I used so much of the printer paper that I had to start with. So I've ordered it online, and it's going to come in the next few days anyway. But I have printed out the 2 patterns that I've put out. I've got them here somewhere. Those my 2 newest patterns. I've printed out 25. No, not that one. That's not my new one. That one. I printed out 25 of each of these, and that's what I'll be putting up onto eBay probably on Friday. Even if that special offer doesn't come on Friday, I'll just put them up, because for the difference, you know, it's just pennies, that the difference with what eBay takes off. So like I'm saying, I'll be putting them up on Friday, and when those 25 are gone, I'll print out another. I'm not sure how many pages I've got left that I can print out, but until this stuff comes that I've ordered, I'll just print what I can. But I'll only put up on eBay what I actually have, because I can't put more than what I have up if I don't know whether I'm going to have enough sheets to print them all out. And I've made a little video for my other channel, Sheila's Just Knitting, because I'm not sure whether everybody on there knows about this channel. So they might not know about the patterns, so I've made a little video and I've shown the patterns and explaining what's on them and everything, and I'll be putting that up soon. But like I'm saying, I went out at 12:30 and it was nearly 4 o'clock when I come back, and I was up to here. I was pig and sick, look at it that way. Everywhere I went, all I had was the ordinary thin printed paper. I could not get that anywhere. I don't know why it's not in Wilko, because when you look online, they've got it online. But you also have to buy about £100 worth of stuff to get free postage from them. That was why I decided to look on Amazon. So anyway, I was that sick and I've just had my tea and sat down and I thought I'll do a video, and I am knitting my own. This is my own sweater. I haven't really done as much. I think the other night, I think I'd done about 2 rows and I couldn't keep my eyes open. I just put it down, went to bed. I think I've been getting up too early in the morning. I've been waking up earlier in the morning with these later mornings, you know. I don't usually get up till about 8 o'clock, or I've been up about 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7, and I don't like getting up that time because it makes me tired of a night time. But anyway, I thought that's what I'm doing, so that's what I'm knitting tonight anyway. And I have done, I could have had this finished if I hadn't been out all day, but I've got all the pieces knitted. There's the sleeves, 2 little sleeves, 2 fronts. All the pieces are there. I'm going to put a little collar on this one because this pattern I have got the instructions down for just a round neck or a collar if I want to. So I'm going to have to put the bands on. I'll have to sew it up first and put the bands on and then pick the stitches up for the collar. And there's a lady called Helen who has bought things off me before. She's asked me for it, so it probably will not be on eBay. When Helen gets in touch with me, I've given her my email number, my email address. She already had it because she's bought things off me before, so but she must have lost it anyway. So when you get in touch, Helen, let me know about this cardigan, otherwise it's going on to eBay. But anyway, I'm putting that one down, and one of my patterns, this one, the rosebud one, wait a minute, I'm going to show you something. This is how my mind works sometimes. This pattern here, it's got the rosebud from 22 to 28. Now I was looking at the instructions in it, and I did change. I've done single ones for these ones. I've deleted all the single ones because all the sizes are in here now. But I just used the single ones to write all the instructions down. And I did alter 1 or 2 things to make it fit in with the pattern better. And I was looking at the pattern and I thought I'd made a mistake with after I'd printed all these patterns out. And I'm looking at something to do with the front, where it starts with the left front, and I had the first row of the pattern, and I'm sure I had different number of stitches on that one, and I was thinking, and so what I did, I've knit the instructions I had down. This is the 20 to 22. This will be the next one I'm knitting, because I've started to knit the pieces just to put the pattern in to make sure I had the instructions right and they were right. I don't know what was going on in my mind. I was probably thinking about the stitches that I had, because I made the little rosebuds different. This one here, I started off where I started putting the rosebud in, I ended up with the same number of stitches on the other side. But I think when I did the other ones, the original ones, I was making the rosebud go very close to the edge. So there was more stitches on the other side, and I think that was in my mind. And I had forgotten that I had altered the pattern so that it came out exactly the same on either side of the rosebud. So this was this morning before I went out, I sat and I knitted that little bit just to test it, and there's nothing wrong with the pattern, it's just me. I don't think I had woke up properly, I think that's where it was. But anyway, I know that's right, and that's be the next one. I'm doing 22 inch in that, with what I have left of that wool. I have a full ball left and a little bit, it's all ravelled up on the needles inside here now. The little bit there, that. So I'll have enough to do a 22 for that one. Put that pattern down before I bend over and crease it. And I have been doing, this is what I did yesterday. I've just pinned little bits of this to show you. This is the knitting case that I'm doing for Emma. And I made it, I've pinned the zip. I'm putting the zip in just long ways like that so that you can put the needles, just pick the needles up and just put them in like that. Instead of dropping them down, you know, down a hole in the top like that. The zip goes all the way across like that. And then I'm putting little things like that on the end. I'm putting them on the end there. I've already pinned one in just to give you an idea what. I've pinned it in, and I'm going to crochet around the edge here. But I think I might take one of I've made these little circles. I think I might take one of the edge out because I think it's a little bit bigger, because I had to stretch the bag to pin it on. It's not pinned to sew, it's just pinned to show you what I'm doing. And I think I've had to stretch it a little bit too much, so I think I'm going to take one of the circles. I think I've done one little circle too many around there, so I'm going to pull that one out. And then it'll fit into that space a little bit better. And then I'll make like a little cord across the top, so that, say if that was the cord, you'll just have that to hold it like that when it's full. That's the way it's working. And I have some material here. This was one of the fat squares, I think it was Liz, one of my subscribers. Liz sent to me. She sent me a few fat squares. And there's enough in this one for to do the whole bag. So I'm going to take, I have pinned the zip on that side, but I've pinned it on. I'm going to sew the zip just on one side. I think it'll sew on my machine because the wool's not quite as thick as it was when I did the bag, because I've only done 2 strands of the wool. But I'll take and flatten it out, but that zip will be on there. And then I'll put the material inside so it covers the edge of the zip, so you won't see this edge of the zip. I'm going to put the material right up to the edge, and I will have to hand sew the other side on, because I won't be able to sew it on the machine, I don't think. Although I might be able to sew a bit of it if I can just put it like that. I might be able to sew a bit of it. I might have to sew little end bits on, but then I'll put the material inside and I'll leave a little bit, a tail bit here for the end bit to cover the end bit here, because the needles will be dropping down and you don't want them poking through the holes through that little circle thing. So that's what I'm going to do with that, but not tonight. I am knitting my own thing tonight. I'm just fed up today, just walking around. I don't know how many steps. I have a look, see how many steps I did 2,801 steps. That's just walking around shops today. I think my blood pressure went up to 108 at one point, just spiked up and down again. I think I was getting annoyed because I couldn't find that printer paper anyway, and I think I was really getting annoyed. And then I parked when I went into Asda, so I was only going in for a few minutes. That's all I was looking for, the printer paper. And I thought, I'm going to print as far, I'm going to park, no, I'm talking printer, you know, I've got it on the brain. I'm going to park as close as I can, and I came in up one of the little roads up, and I found a parking space right up near the top. There was already a car parked. It was the last one. This car was parked, the last one in the place where it was near the road. There was a little bit of grassy thing, and then this car was parked. So I parked in beside it. And I'm pulling in. I thought I was really cockeyed. I could not park straight. I tried always backwards and forwards, in and out, and I finally got it straight. Got out of the car. This fella was standing behind, and he was killing himself laughing. And I never noticed the other car at first. I just got out, you know, when I looked at him, and he says, "Hey, missus," he says, "you made a good job of that parking." He says, "What do you mean?" And I turned around and I looked. My car was parked. It should have been parked straight like that, but it was like that because this other car that was parked in was parked. That car was cockeyed, and I was trying to park thinking it was in a straight line. I'm parking with it, so my car was like. The fella said, he says, "I've been in stitches here watching you." He says, "I don't know what you thought when you were trying to park in there," but he says, "It's not you that's parked wrong." He says, "It's that idiot next to you." But it's just one of those things. And then when I went into Morrison's car park, I had another laugh in there. I don't know if you've ever been in a parking place, and there's been a car on both sides of you, both reversing out at the same time. Well, I parked in this parking space, and there was two cars. Both of them were pulling out at the same time, and they were slowly edging out. And it looked like my car was moving back, and I kept pulling the handbrake on and pulling the handbrake on. And when them cars were right out and moved away, I realised there was nothing wrong with my car. It was just optical illusion, the way with those two cars reversing out. So it's been a right day today. And I went to some other place, wasn't Sainsbury's, or the Range, and I couldn't remember where I parked my car. I had to keep walking round and round. I'm saying, I'm sure it was over there, and it wasn't. It was a bit further over than where I thought it was. Like, it took me about 5 minutes to find my car. I think I ended up putting the thing on the, thing, and I could hear it clinking. I'm having a cup of tea, yeah. So that's a little bit of what I've been doing today, and why I didn't get a video up until now, because by the time I come home and I sorted out my tea and that, and I thought, well, I'm going to have my tea and all that, and I'll have a sit down, have a rest, and then I'll do a video later on. Now then I've had to put the light on in the living room, because it's still daylight outside, but my video is dark once it starts, the sun starts going away, like it gets dark on my video. And it was red hot in my car. I went out with a jacket and on. I didn't need a jacket on. I was sweating, and then it's turned, after I've had my tea, it's turned really dull, and it looks like it's going to rain, and it's actually cold in this house. I've had to fasten my cardigan right up to the neck, because my neck's bare, because this is a V-neck t-shirt thing I've got on. My neck was cold, so I had to fasten my cardigan up. And it was red hot earlier on. But never mind, I hope that lovely weather we had today. I could have had my hedge cut today if it hadn't been for that. I'll have to do it tomorrow if it's going to be a good day. So that's just a little bit of what I've been up to today, and why I didn't get on till 7 o'clock to make a video. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time, and hope it's a better day. So bye for now.